This month on The Spark, our theme is intertwining art and leadership. We'll learn more about an organization working to preserve, promote, and advance the art and craft of fine metalwork. Meet an artist using her talents to inspire and create change who recently won a national competition for a hanging sculpture that will be displayed at Memphis International Airport. And in an interview taped earlier this year in our studio, we'll talk to a business leader stepping up to help move our city forward as chairman of the Greater Memphis Chamber. We'll also share a special moment from our Spark Awards 2019.
Lipscomb and Pitts Insurance is honored to serve the Memphis community for over 60 years. We've always focused on supporting our community and believe in promoting the positives, encouraging engagement, and leading by example. Lipscomb and Pitts Insurance is proud to be a presenting sponsor of The Spark.
Additional funding for The Spark is provided by Christian Brothers University, Mueller Industries, YMCA of Memphis and the Mid-South, Meriton, United Way of the Mid-South, MyTown Movers, MyTown Roofing, MyTown Miracles, Stuart Lloyd Cohen, Chief Motivation Officer, and by Serves.
Ever been excited by a new idea? Inspired by watching someone lead by example? When we talk about creating change, we start by sharing the stories of everyday heroes making a difference in their own way so we can learn and do the same. This truth is the power behind this show, which is focused on business and community leaders who are leading by example to give back, fuel change, and create new opportunities for the Mid-South. I'm Jeremy Park, and this is The Spark.
They're an organization advancing the art and craft of fine metalwork. We're here with the executive director of the Metal Museum, Carissa Husong, and let's start with a little bit of a history lesson and where the Metal Museum is. So Carissa, take it away.
Well, thank you. The Metal Museum is a little over 40 years old now, and we're located along the Mississippi River. It's an organization that was started as kind of more of an industry museum for metal fabricators. And so it started with a very kind of traditional architectural ironwork focus, but the founding director, who was a blacksmith, a very much loved character within this community, really saw that there was a greater need for an institution that looked at the broader metals field. And so the focus quickly shifted to fine metalwork. It's interesting, our original charter said that we should not show precious metals, and it stayed that way for a long time, even though we started to show a lot of precious metals, and it's certainly part of our program. So we do changing exhibitions. We have exhibitions that come from all over the world, as well as exhibitions that we curate here in-house. One of our best known series is a Master Metalsmith series, where we honor a different metalsmith each year who's made a significant contribution to the field as an innovator, a teacher, an artist. And it's been a great program. A lot of wonderful artists have come through the museum as a part of that exhibition, and they've gone on to be recognized by their own communities as outstanding artists. One of them is a MacArthur Fellow. They've received Lifetime Achievement Awards from various organizations. We also have classes. We teach everything from blacksmithing to enamel work to foundry work. We have a great after-school program that we partner with Knowledge Quest, and we teach students art, metalworking skills after school, as well as business skills, and they get an opportunity to actually sell their work. And that's been a terrific award-winning program that's really dear to our artists. We chose a community that we share a zip code with, and we're able to actually make a big impact. We also have artists who live and work here at the museum. They do large and small projects. We're actually working on a Massasaur for the Pink Palace Museum, which will coincide with their upcoming dinosaur exhibition. So that's pretty exciting. But we've got some great projects, and we also do repairs year round. So a lot going on here at the museum. One exciting thing we just added was an audio tour of the grounds. So you can actually come here. There's a QR code that you can access with your phone, and it will tell you the history of the grounds and the area, as well as information about individual pieces that are on display.
Talk about COVID-19 and how it's impacted things on your end. I know that you're selling masks now, and obviously, as you mentioned, you're doing things a little different, but talk about just where you are now and being open and still being able to engage the community.
Currently, our grounds are open Tuesday through Saturday, and the grounds are free to the public. And as I mentioned, there's the audio tour. So there's more to do as you're wandering around the grounds. But we do have the main museum building open just Thursday through Saturday right now. We're remaining flexible. We may open it up Tuesday through Saturday, but we really wanted to make sure that we had everything in place that our staff and our visitors would feel comfortable, that we're still able to share the great artwork that we have on display, but we wanted to just, it's a difficult time. We want to make sure we're keeping everything clean. We want to make sure that it's not as stressful. And so with these kind of uncertain times, we decided to take that approach slowly. So we've really taken all of the precautions that we feel are necessary to keep not just our visitors, but our staff safe as well.
I think what's really neat is when you look at the Metal Museum, you have a global perspective. And so even the gates, the big gates, are a perfect example. But give us maybe one or two of just, exhibits that kind of put a smile on your face that are really neat that you think we should all know about.
Well, right now we actually have an exhibition that is from Japan, and it's an exhibition of contemporary metalworking techniques. And it's really a quite stunning exhibition. And it's great to go through it with a metalsmith because there are a lot of techniques that they're using that we're just not familiar with. And it's really quite a stunning exhibition. It will only be up for about 6 more weeks. We also have a tributaries exhibition up right now, which features Sophie Glenn. She started out as a woodworker and a furniture maker, and her work will fool you. It looks like it is traditional woodwork, and it's just amazing, and it's humorous and witty, and it's a great exhibition, and I encourage people to come see it. We also, our next exhibition will be an exhibition of the permanent collection. We had originally scheduled a Master Metalsmith exhibition for that time period, but we realized that the exhibition might not be seen. So we decided to do something that could live physically or online, sort of recognizing that we would have to be flexible with what was happening. And so the exhibition itself was kind of a crowdsourced exhibition. We had 5 categories, and people were able to vote on their favorite piece. And the top pieces will be exhibited as part of this exhibition, and they'll be featured online. We'll have some of the people who voted have been invited to do selfies so they can talk about why they chose a certain exhibition or a certain work from the collection. And we've had people from 35 different states voting and 8 different countries. And so it's been a great way to engage people near and far, and also to do something that could be flexible within this time of uncertainty.
I know one of the other big news items is a possible move to Rust Hall and Overton Park in that area. So give us a little bit of teaser of just what's on your mind with that.
Well, it's a wonderful opportunity, and we are hoping that all of this will move forward. We were recommended by the selection committee to be the next tenant of Rust Hall. And so we're in the process of hoping that the mayor will have a positive response and recommend to City Council that we be the next tenant. And then it will be an ongoing process of negotiations, fundraising, and design work. So it's exciting. It's an opportunity for us to really grow, to bring our programs to a much larger segment of the community. For anyone who's been to the Metal Museum, they know it's not the easiest place to find, and it's not a place that you just sort of happen to drive by all the time. And in Rust Hall, we will have the space that we need for doing the types of educational programs we'd like to do, for really expanding our exhibition program, and just also the partnerships that we'll be able to do in that kind of a space.
Well, go ahead and wrap up and tell us where to go to learn more. So website, social media, where would we go to learn more about the Metal Museum?
Our website is metalmuseum.org, and we are on Facebook and Instagram as well. And I encourage you to visit us. And just one little plug I have to add, our museum store is open and it's been redesigned, and we have some great new product coming in. So there's also that reason to visit us.
Well, Carissa, thank you for all you do, you and your team. We greatly appreciate it. Thank you for coming on the show.
Thanks for having me, Jeremy. It's great to be here today.
She She's an artist using her talents to inspire and create change, and she's got some big news with an exhibit called Intertwined. We're here with the artist, Yancy Villacalvo. Yancy, let's start with a little bit of your story because you got involved in art a little bit later in life. So share a little bit of your story in terms of stepping in and becoming an artist.
Yeah, I began pretty late in life on art, and that was towards the end of my senior year at Christian Brothers University, where I had to take an art class or music or theater because it was part of my curriculum, and I left it on all the way to the end, the last semester. So I took acrylic with an awesome artist, Pam Cobb, from here, from Memphis, and I fell in love, and that was my aha moment. But it didn't actually. I mean, I graduated, and then I continued taking, a few classes, but it was not until like about 7 years later that I became a full-time artist. So yeah, that's how I end up in the art world.
Talk about how you approach art, because I think one of the things that really does make you different is you like to include the community, you like to include input, you go to where they are, but you're very community minded with your artwork. So talk about your strategy and how you view and create your art.
So I always think art as a way of bringing people together. So I feel also that art is at least for me, a way to engage with the community and to talk about issues that are really hard and that we are all struggling with. And obviously having the community involved at all times is my priority. So everything that I do, whether it's an art installation or a painting or a sculpture or performance art, whatever it is about a specific topic that I consider very important at that time, and also that it can provoke a thought. It can engage into a conversation and also spark a way of, encouraging action, whether it's artivism, where there is about bettering a community, the neighborhood planning, and so forth. So that's how I normally approach art.
Carry it forward to intertwining, because this is something that you were inspired by, kind of a tapestry and fabric coming together and weaving together. So talk about intertwining, because this is big news, working with BRG3S and being able to do this at Memphis International Airport. So talk about intertwining.
Yeah, so that was a blessing from the pandemic, because we had the opportunity to dedicate more time to this proposal. So I approached BRG3S architects, and between Jason, Susan, Olivia, and the rest of the team, we came up with this project about, it's a hanging sculpture, or it will be a hanging installation. But the idea was, okay, how can we bring all of our voices of Memphis together through color and thinking about a weaving fabric, or a fabric in the making, how we all come from different backgrounds. We're totally different from each other, but then we come to create something unique, to create something beautiful, and our differences are precisely what help us to stand out. So that's intertwining, and we can share more about that. But it's been an awesome project, because also we competed against national teams. There were 152 applicants for that particular hanging installation. And Memphis won. So we're very excited to represent our hometown, and we're carrying forward the idea of multiculturality or of inclusion through the way that we are, trying to put this in a physical installation.
What do you want people to take away in terms of experiencing with intertwining?
We want to represent what Memphis is. We want anybody who leaves Memphis or comes into our airport to feel joy and to feel, these bright colors that represent each of us, and for anybody who's coming in to feel, happy about being here, about discovering what Memphis is all about. And for those who are leaving or those who are home and going somewhere else, to kind of leave them a reminder that we are all in this journey, and we love and value their existence in Memphis, and we can't wait for them to come back.
The last question is the easy one, is where do we go to follow your efforts? So website, social media, where do we go, Yancey?
So Yancey Art, my name, and then ART, and that's pretty much everything. Yeah, my website, yanceyart.com, and my social media handles.
Well, Yancey Villacavo, thank you for all you do, and thank you for coming on the show.
Thank you for having me, and I really appreciate everybody who is joining us, and looking forward to seeing you again.
The Spark Awards annually recognize and celebrate individuals and organizations that have made outstanding contributions to the community. This year's recipient of the Education School Award is University Middle School.
University Middle is a new middle school in Memphis. It's a laboratory school affiliated with the University of Memphis in partnership with Shelby County Schools. The emphasis of University Middle is on project-based learning, really exposing our 6th, 7th, and 8th graders to real-world problems that they can develop complex solutions to through partnerships with faculty and departments on campus and in the community. Employers in the community are telling us they want candidates in the job force that are able to solve problems, think creatively, innovatively, and work collaboratively. So instead of waiting for these kids to get to college to teach those skills and those competencies, we're actually adding it into the middle school curriculum now. And so students work with faculty members around topics that are interesting to them, but that our community has a real need to address. And they work through each of their core subjects along those lines and throughout those projects throughout the semester by using university resources. They're on our campus, they're in the library, and they're meeting with experts in the community who have a real passion and knowledge around those specific areas. Our students are still learning the core content that any other student in Shelby County would be receiving as part of a quality education, but they're also engaging with that content in new and innovative ways. Instead of just writing a paper, they may be publishing a website. They may be creating a podcast instead of writing an essay. And so they're really able to use real-world tools and technology to surround that learning in a new and exciting way. Each student has an iPad that they use throughout the school day, and then on Fridays, the students spend their entire day at the University of Memphis. And they take that technology with them so that their classroom is really in their hands the whole day. There are 6th graders in our community that have never set foot on a college campus. They may have never even conceptualized that college is an option for them, but it is. And so right now in the 6th grade in middle school, they're a part of the University of Memphis. They're a part of our community, and we hope they stay with us for a long time. And so as we create this compendium from birth to graduation, middle school is such a critical component of that experience. And we believe that it's really a platform that they can jump from into really high quality high school and collegiate experiences. Really teaching these students to be leaders in real time right now, not waiting for them to be leaders when they graduate high school or college, but teaching them you can lead today, and here are the tools you need to do that. And so I think part of the evolution of the school is really going to be predicated upon where the students want to take it.
He's with a multinational company that inspires athletes, and he's in a leadership role inspiring our great community as well. We're here with Willie Gregory. He is the Director of Community Impact, Global Community Impact with Nike, but also the Chairman for the Greater Memphis Chamber. So, Willie, let's start. You are a Memphian. You're from Memphis. This is your hometown. Give us a little bit of that story, because I don't think people realize just how much Memphis is in your blood.
Yeah, Memphis is in my blood a lot. I was born in Memphis, raised in Memphis, and I'm working in Memphis. Grew up in South Memphis over in the 38126 zip code, and the typical Memphis question is that where did you go to high school at? So I went to Booker T. Washington High School, and I'm presently employed by Nike, who is one of the leading premier corporations in this community, and just happy to be here.
And you have a very unique vantage point in terms of global community impact, which I think is really cool, is you get to see the good, you're a part of that good, and now you're a part of the good with the Greater Memphis Chamber in terms of stepping up and leading on job growth and opportunity. So describe what opportunity means for you in your personal life, because you've seen this unfold, and then we'll talk about what that means for Memphis.
Yeah, well, associating my personal life with Memphis, I've had a great opportunity in Memphis. I've been given the opportunity to do a diverse number of jobs here in Memphis. Specifically, I spent 16 years at IBM, and then I had the opportunity to lead a #1 computer company and come with the #1 sports and fitness company. So I want to ensure that our young people here in the city have that same opportunity. As I've said, I think Memphis is one of the best kept secrets going as far as development and attracting corporations. Now, once we attract those corporations, I want to ensure that we can get the talent to fill the jobs that those corporations will bring to this city.
What on your end, because you have a cool vantage point, especially not only from the technology, but when you look at Nike and this global perspective, you get to see, especially from large companies all the way down to small, here homegrown. What on your end are some of the things that are exciting to you in terms of what's already in place, but what are some of the things that we need to be working on to kind of get us where we need to be for the job creation with the companies?
What's exciting to me is the talent that we have here in Memphis, and that talent comes from our educational institutions, our young people. I don't think that we can wait till a young person graduates from high school or graduates from college to invest in that talent. I think that we need to catch our young people at a very young age, help them decide what it is that they want to do. Do they want to be technical, or do they want to go academically and get a 4-year degree? I think that there's opportunity for both of those. William R. Moore School of Technology, our SeaTac downtown in Alabama, offers a huge, huge opportunity for technical piece. A lot of supply chain and logistics are going to robotics. And so you must have that technical background in order to go. So I think that I just want to invest in the young people and the talent that we have here in this city so that we can continue to attract corporations such as Amazon, who's putting up a facility right next door to Nike. And it's going to be complete for almost 1 million square feet. 1,000 jobs. That's going to be a huge impact for that community of Raleigh-Frazier.
And to your point, the jobs, these are high skilled and in many cases very high paying jobs. And so kind of getting the word out of, hey, these are the skill sets needed, but ultimately this is the kind of money you can make, and feeding and taking care of your family, which is a huge opportunity. And to your point, especially on the technical side, those are very high paying jobs, and it's a matter of just getting the word out, because the jobs are there. We need the people to kind of create that pipeline of talent to fill them.
Yeah, and I think it's going to take a collaboration between our government, Shelby County, City of Memphis, to make sure that we have transportation that can get our people to and from those jobs. So I think it's a collaborative effort between government, education, and private corporation. I tell a lot of young people, find out what your passion is, invest in it, and then figure out how you can get paid for it.
What do you view the role for the Greater Memphis Chamber, and obviously for you as chairman, what do you view that role as?
I want to bring our companies and corporations together. You will hear me use a lot of the word collaboration. I think that one of the issues that we've had is that we've never had a collaborative effort between those three entities that I talked about previously. And I think if we can get the corporations talking to the education places, then I think that we have a great opportunity to continue to attract businesses to Memphis. For instance, businesses have got to give the job requirements back to the educational institutions so that they can put them in their curriculum and teach. For instance, now, a young person may enter college as a freshman. When they graduate in 4 years, technology has changed. So we have got to have that constant flow of information from corporations to education in order to properly prepare our young people.
I know that art is another thing for you that's a passion. When you look at Nike, obviously the art, there's so much art and artistry that goes into that as well. Talk about when you talk about Memphis, you've got obviously the birthplace of rock and roll, home of the blues. There's so much art form here with music and culture. How does that play a role in using that to open up more opportunities for our community as a whole too?
Well, one of the flagships that Nike does is they say kids are made to play. Whether they play as an artist doing ballet, or whether they go to the Stax Academy to learn musical instruments, it's an opportunity to expand their horizons. I think that the more you expand the horizon of a young person, the greater and better the culture is. The greater and better the culture is, the more it's going to help our city. Our young people should not have to go off to seek their fortune. I think that they have the opportunity right here at home. We need to cultivate them in order that they want to stay. So I think that that's one of the things that the Chamber is going to do, or has to do, is to bring that collaboration again between education, corporation, and government.
Where would you encourage us to go in terms of raising our hand to say, hey, we want to be a part of that process, we want to get involved, we want to know more? Where would you encourage us all to go?
First and foremost, I'd encourage you to go to the Chamber and join as a member.
Makes it easy.
that makes it very easy, because I think Beverly Robinson, our president, has a great vision. We have a great staff there at the Chamber, and as a business, there are some things that you can take advantage of by being a member of the Chamber. And if you're a member of the Chamber, I think that you're helping your community. If you're helping your community, you're helping the city of Memphis, which I think has a very bright future.
Well, Willie Gregory, thank you for all you do, sir. Appreciate you coming on the show.
Thank you, Jeremy, for having me.
Leadership is an art, and art can lead to leadership. As we saw in this month's episode, art can serve as an economic engine, a catalyst to help us better understand ourselves and others, a conduit to celebrate our community and citizens, and an avenue to create transformation and change. The Metal Museum is the only institution of its kind in the United States, and it's leading the way in recognizing and promoting the careers of metalsmiths, which is opening new doors of opportunity here in the Mid-South. Yancy Villacavo is using art to engage and help transform our community, and teaming with BRG3S to celebrate our community in a powerful way with the intertwining exhibit at Memphis International Airport. Then, just like Nike blends art, fashion, and innovation to help athletes achieve at the highest level, Willie Gregory is stepping up to serve as chairman of the Greater Memphis Chamber in order to personally help lead our city to new heights. When we intertwine art and leadership to power the good, anything is possible. So thank you for watching The Spark. To learn more about each of the guests, to watch past episodes, and to share your stories of others leading by example, visit WKNO.org and click on the link for The Spark. We look forward to seeing you next month, and we hope that you'll continue joining with us to create a spark for the Mid-South. Stay safe.
Lipscomb & Pitts Insurance is honored to serve the Memphis community for over 60 years. We've always focused on supporting our community and believe in promoting the positives, encouraging engagement, and leading by example. Lipscomb & Pitts Insurance is proud to be a presenting sponsor of The Spark.